You're scrolling endlessly through your feed, the blue light flickering like a distant storm on your face. Your thumb moves on autopilot, chasing the next hit of validation, while the world outside fades into silence. But deep down, a quiet ache stirs, an echo from childhood, when chaos reigned and you learned to escape into anything that promised numbness. What if that endless scroll isn't just habit, but a shield forged in pain? What if your failures, those shattering moments you hide from, hold the key to unbreakable strength? In this digital age, where screens whisper constant distractions, we often overlook the hidden psychology binding our past wounds to our present addictions. Post-traumatic growth, the profound transformation that blooms from adversity, offers a path to turn those failures into power. But it requires stepping away, detoxing from the noise that drowns our inner voice. Tonight, we'll uncover the secrets of digital detox, revealing how unplugging can rewrite your story, turning scars into sources of resilience. Lean in. This isn't just theory. It's your invitation to heal. Let's begin by peeling back the layers. Digital addiction isn't merely a bad habit. It's a psychological loop wired into our brains. Dopamine, that rush of pleasure from likes and notifications, hijacks our reward system, much like a gambler's high. A Harvard study on digital behaviors shows that excessive screen time disrupts sleep cycles and heightens anxiety, creating a vicious cycle where we scroll to escape the very stress we amplify. But why do some of us fall deeper? Enter childhood trauma, those invisible fractures from neglect, abuse, or instability. Research from the Journal of Behavioral Addictions reveals a stark link. Adolescents with adverse childhood experiences are up to 3 times more likely to develop internet addiction. Why? Trauma rewires the nervous system, fostering hypervigilance, a constant scan for threats that translates to endless online vigilance. You check messages obsessively, fearing abandonment, echoing the unpredictability of your early years. Parentification, where a child becomes the emotional caretaker, breeds hyperindependence in adulthood, but it masks resentment and burnout. Studies show this leads to emotional neglect of self, where screens become the false comforter. Yet, here's the paradox. What saved you then, dissociation through distraction, now imprisons you. Carl Jung once said, "I am not what happened to me, I am what I choose to become." This choice begins with recognizing the dopamine loops as echoes of unmet needs. Have you ever wondered why failure feels like a personal apocalypse? It's because trauma conditions us to equate mistakes with unworthiness, fueling avoidance through digital escapes. Picture this, a young woman, let's call her Elena, raised in a home where her parents' arguments thundered like storms. At 7, she hid under blankets, imagining worlds in books to drown the noise. Fast forward to adulthood, Elena's phone is her blanket now, scrolling TikTok for hours to numb work stress. One failed promotion shattered her. She spiraled into isolation, her feed a mirror of curated perfection that deepened her shame. But a forced digital detox during a weekend retreat cracked the facade. Unplugged, memories surfaced, raw and unfiltered. In the quiet, she journaled, confronting the hypervigilance that made her a workaholic. Slowly, post-traumatic growth emerged. She built deeper friendships, appreciating life's fragility. Or consider Mark, a veteran of emotional neglect, whose parents prioritized screens over stories. He grew into a gamer, turning failures, like a broken relationship, into all-night sessions, chasing virtual wins. Studies show that 71% of people report better mental health after even a short smartphone break, notes an NPR report. Mark tried it, 7 days offline. The withdrawal was brutal, restlessness, like an old wound itching. But in the void, he rediscovered hiking, his body remembering strength. Failure, once a chain, became a teacher. Through metaphors like these, a child tugging at a sleeve for attention, ignored, we see the pattern. Digital worlds offer control where childhood offered none. What if your endless refresh is that same tug, unmet? These anecdotes aren't rare. They're reflections of us all in a U.S. culture of hustle and hashtags, where social media burnout mirrors inner child wounds. As adults, these patterns manifest in subtle sabotage. Hyper-independence shines in boardrooms but crumbles in bedrooms, where vulnerability feels like defeat. You build walls, boundaries, yes, but often barriers to connection. Resentment simmers beneath kindness. You give endlessly, parentified still, until exhaustion hits. The paradox? This strength is self-destruction in disguise, a mask suffocating the soul. Frontiers in Psychology highlights how digital detox interrupts these cycles, fostering eudaimonic well-being, deep fulfillment beyond fleeting highs. Unplugging reduces cortisol, the stress hormone amplified by trauma, allowing the nervous system to reset. Yet, the dark side, detox can unearth buried pain, making failure feel amplified at first. That's the beauty of post-traumatic growth. It's not linear. A study in the American Psychological Association notes that 50 to 60% of trauma survivors report positive changes, like newfound personal power. Turning failure into power means embracing the fall. That job loss, a portal to purpose. That heartbreak, a lesson in boundaries. What if your greatest failure was the universe's nudge toward growth? Repetitive motifs echo here. The screens glow as trauma's shadow, detox as dawn's light. In our workaholic society, where 40% of Americans report social media-induced loneliness per recent polls, these paradoxes thrive. But awareness shifts the tide. Tracing back, origins lie in conditioning. Childhood trauma imprints survival strategies: dissociate, distract, endure. The amygdala, our fear center, enlarges, making everyday stressors feel traumatic. Enter digital devices, perfect for numbing. PubMed research links high childhood adversity to increased internet addiction risk, mediated by loneliness and negative coping.
Deeper impacts. Nervous system rewiring leads to chronic fight or flight, manifesting as insomnia or irritability. Hypervigilance scans for threats. Dopamine chasing approval never granted in youth. But post-traumatic growth rewires too. Through intentional detox, mindfulness blooms. Man needs difficulties. They are necessary for health, personal growth, Jung reflected. In detox, you face the void, alchemizing pain into wisdom. Sections like therapy or nature walks amplify this, turning neural pathways from fear to fortitude.
So, remember that endless scroll, the blue light storm? What saved you then? Escape. Imprisons you now. But digital detox unlocks the cage. You've glimpsed the secrets. Recognize trauma's digital disguise. Embrace failure as fertilizer for growth. Post-traumatic growth isn't magic. It's deliberate unplugging, allowing space for strength to root. Actionable steps. A 24-hour detox weekly. Replace scrolls with inner dialogue. What does my inner child need today? Set boundaries. No screens an hour before bed. Journal failures, reframing them as lessons. Seek therapy for deep roots. Studies affirm it accelerates PTG. In this, turn pain into power. Stronger relationships, renewed purpose. What if your next failure is the doorway to your greatest self? If this resonated, subscribe for more deep dives into the human mind. Until next time, unplug and rise.